for her work. She grew up on a sailing boat in Bermuda and spent some time in a squat in West London.
Her new album is called 300 Days at Sea. One of the songs on the album was inspired by the Indonesian tsunami of 2004. In a few moments, we'll talk to Heather about that and about her career. Morning. Welcome to the programme.
Good morning.
First, though, let's take a look at that song. It's called Higher Ground.
Has a single Higher Ground inspired presumably by memories of the tsunami, which took place a few years ago now. It's something you've carried with you for a long time.
Well, in fact, the song was really inspired by this guy, Matt George, who you saw in the video. He was a surfer out in California, and then when he heard about the tsunami in Indonesia, which had been his favorite place to surf, he wanted to go out and help, give something back. So he took a bunch of friends and they hired a boat and went out to these outer islands that weren't being reached by the large aid organizations. And from there, it started his organization called Last Mile, and they literally do that after a natural disaster. They go out, you know, after earthquakes, and they get to the places that the aid organizations aren't reaching. And so it was really him that inspired this song, that sort of complete generosity of giving yourself to help other people. And there was something that he said when people asked him why he continued to do it. He said it was for the look in the eyes of the people that he saved, that it lifted him to higher ground. And I thought that was such a beautiful idea.
And it destroyed, because it destroyed everything and livelihoods. I went to the areas that had been hit by the tsunami in 2004, and you had, it wasn't just Indonesia, it was Thailand and it was Sri Lanka, and people's livelihoods were based around the sea.
Of course.
And it was the sea that turned on them in the
end.
Is any of your, I mean, are funds being raised because of this?
Well, this was my idea. This is why I wanted to put the footage in the video of them doing their work. You know, I wanted to raise awareness for them, and I've certainly, donated funds. But
recorded the album back in home in Bermuda in a solar-powered studio. I suppose you can do that in Bermuda because it's sort of the sunny part of the Atlantic.
Yeah, we get a lot of sun.
Yeah.
But yeah, our whole home is solar-powered. We set that up a few years ago, and so it's a good feeling to be making music. But you use a fair amount of kilowatts or whatever they are recording an album. It's a lot of power. Yeah, we have a lot of solar panels. Yeah.
Okay, and it all works. You didn't start sort of the amps didn't start fading out halfway through a track.
We did record more in daylight than I'm used to.
The album's called 300 Days at Sea, and you have spent a considerable time at sea because your Dad had a boat, and you.
Well, we lived on the boat.
Yeah.
It was
shuttling
our home
from island to island. What was that like?
Well, you know, it was an amazing adventure, and I think that what it really gave me was perspective, and not just perspective on the different ways that people live, but also when you're out there in the middle of the sea, you're very much brought to the realization that you're completely insignificant. And I think that kind of humility that you learn, and that respect for nature, is something that is really valuable. And I think I've had that in me all my life. And
extraordinary thing to do, to be taken out of school and to travel with your family on a boat for years on end. And sadly, your dad couldn't do it anymore, could he? Because he had
he got some problems with his shoulders. So, so it was a nice time.
20 years in the music business, you must have seen a fair number of changes in the way it sort of operates. Is it getting better or worse?
You know what? There's pros and cons, and we all moan about the fact that nobody sells any records, but then again, we've had to become more creative in how we get the music out there, and I think the positive side is that there's more direct connection now between musicians and their fans due to the social medias, and that's a positive thing.
I'm just seeing a bit now from one of your older hits called, oh no, this is I'm No Angel. You were in London for a while.
I really started my career in London. You know, I came here straight after college and to visit a friend. I had a duffel bag and a guitar, and ended up staying for 12 years because I started doing gigs with my guitar around London, and one thing led to another. I found a manager. I found a record deal.
Are you gigging now?
I have been touring for 20 years. You know, I haven't stopped touring.
But in particular now, with the release of the album here in Britain, can people see you?
Well, I played in November, and I'm sure I'll be back again soon.
All right. Thank you very much, Heather.
Okay.
Heather Nova. Her album's called 300 Days at Sea.
Indeed. just about to say it, and it's out now. The last contest for city status was held